you all are having a wonderful day so far, whatever time of the day you're deciding to do this video. My goal for today's video is to keep things a little bit on the shorter side. I know summertime can get kind of crazy and busy, and it's hard for us to find some time to get any type of exercise, yoga, or anything like that in. So with the hopes of this being a little bit shorter, maybe it'll be a bit easier to fit into your schedule. And I encourage you to try to make that time, to take that time for yourself, for self-care. It is so important. So when you are ready, we'll begin standing. We're going to start with warming up with some sun salutations. It is a flow where we connect our breath with our movement. I will begin just kind of getting right into it, going through the flow, connecting my breath with the movement. You might find for the first round or so that you're having to glance up at the screen to kind of see what I'm doing, but after a few times, I feel that you will most likely be able to pick it up and then perhaps move through it without having to glance at the screen so much. So when you are ready, we will begin at the front of our mats. Taking a moment here, we'll still check in with our breathing, making sure we're taking those nice big inhales and complete exhales. Pressing through all four corners of both of our feet here. Crown of our head is lifting towards the ceiling, chin parallel to the floor, to the ceiling. Oh no, to the floor and the ceiling, I suppose. Hands at our sides, palms facing forward. Breathing here. When we come into our next inhale, we'll send our fingertips up towards the ceiling, biceps to ears, maybe getting a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, diving forward, coming into that forward fold position, keeping our back nice and flat so we can no longer keep it flat, rounding it at the bottom. Inhaling in, we'll bring ourselves up just halfway, coming to that half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold all the way down, bending our knees, planting our palms. Inhaling, stepping back with the right foot, dropping the back knee, coming into a low lunge. Exhale, sending the left foot back into a plank. Inhale, slowly lowering ourselves down all the way to the mat and then lifting our chest up off the mat, coming into our cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale as we lift up into our cobra. Exhale, we'll curl our toes and send our sit bones up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. Inhaling in, stepping forward with the right foot and then dropping that left knee, opening through the chest here, sending gaze forward. And as we exhale, stepping left foot up to join the right, back into our forward fold. Inhaling, we'll rise all the way up, coming to standing, sending those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Again, finding that little bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving through that again. Big inhale, fingertips up towards the ceiling, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up halfway, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, stepping back with that right knee, right foot, dropping the right knee, opening up through the chest here, gaze forward. Exhale as we step the left foot back into plank. Inhale, slowly lowering down and then lifting up into our cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, up to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping forward with that right foot, dropping the back knee, opening the chest. Exhale, stepping up with that back foot into forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, fingertips up towards the ceiling, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving through that again. If your breath is different than mine, please don't let me rush you. Take your time or go faster than me, whatever feels right for you. Inhaling in, fingertips up towards the ceiling, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stepping back with the right foot, dropping the right knee, open through the chest. Exhale, stepping left foot back to plank. Inhale as we slowly lower down and then lifting up into our cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, up to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping that right foot up, dropping the back knee, open in the chest. Exhale, as we step that left foot up, coming into our shoulder fold. Inhale as we come up halfway. Exhale all the way back down. And inhale, we'll come all the way up to standing. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. Little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then relax and shake it out. Now that we've got some blood flowing here, we will begin. That was our warm up. Inhale and fingertips up towards the ceiling. Find that little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down. Inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then bending our knees as generously as we need to plant our palms. We'll step ourselves back up, or back, coming into a tabletop position. And finding some comfort here in our tabletop on our hands and knees. Beginning with that nice straight line from the crown of our head to the tip of our tailbone. As we inhale in, melting tailbone and then crown of our head towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding our back, sending tailbone and forehead towards the mat. Moving through this a few times here. Following your own breath, your own pace. And the next time we find ourselves coming through that center position, we'll find that moment of pause. And then crossing our ankles, we'll actually bring ourselves back, coming into a seated position and finding some comfort in our seated position, whether we'd like to have our legs crossed here, perhaps bringing the palms of our feet together. We can bring a blanket up under our hips to help raise those hips up if that feels best. Wherever we're at, we'll sit up nice and tall, grounding evenly through both of our sit bones, crown of our head rising towards the ceiling. Breathing here. On our next inhale, we'll open up wide, sending our fingertips off to the sides, getting that nice stretch through the back body. Exhale, bringing the arms across, keeping the right arm on top, giving ourselves a little bit of a hug here. Inhale in as we open up. Exhale, keeping that right arm on top, giving us that hug. Inhale in one more time, sending those arms out to the side. This time as we exhale, keeping the right arm straight on top, and then using our left elbow here to kind of trap that right arm in place. And either staying here with the arms, getting that nice stretch through the back body there, the upper back body, or we can even bring our left fingertips to our right palm here, coming into our eagle arms. Wherever we feel the best, we will stay there, taking those nice big inhales. Complete exhale, still sitting up nice and tall, breathing. One more big inhale in. Exhale, releasing the hands to the knees. Big inhale as we send the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, bending that right elbow, sending our fingertips down the center of our back here, reaching down as far as we can. Breathing there, making sure that we're keeping our chin nice and parallel to the floor. Sitting up nice and tall, making sure that we're not going so far that we're causing our backs to round here. Only go as far as we can with keeping that nice posture. Trying to send that elbow up towards the ceiling as opposed to out to the side. Breathing here. One more big inhale in. And exhale, releasing hand to knee. And if you are sitting crisscross now, I would invite you to switch your legs. So bringing the opposite leg out in front. And again, sitting up nice and tall. Big inhale in as we send those fingertips out to the sides. Exhale, coming back to that hug, this time keeping the left arm on top. Inhale as we open up. Exhale, hug. Inhale and opening up. And on that exhale this time, keeping that left arm straight and using our right elbow to lock that left arm in place. And again, seeing if we'd like to stay here. We're still getting that nice stretch through the back body here. We can also bring those right fingertips to the left palm to come into our eagle arms. Again, wherever we're at, sitting up nice and straight, taking those big inhales and complete exhales. One more big inhale in. And exhale, releasing the hands to our knees. Inhaling as those left fingertips go up towards the ceiling. And exhale now, sending that left hand, those left fingertips walking down the back there, down the center of the back, trying to keep that elbow up towards the ceiling, chin nice and parallel to the floor. Still sitting up nice and tall. Big inhales and complete exhales. Pressing evenly through both of those sit bones. Keeping that chin level. One more big inhale in. And exhale, releasing that left hand to left knee. And working through a few seated cat-cows here. As we inhale and bringing our chest forward, sending our gaze slightly towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding our back, setting our gaze down towards the floor. Moving through this a few times here, following your own breath, your own pace. Taking our time. And the next time we come through that neutral position with our spinal column, we'll find that moment of pause. And then making our way back onto our hands and knees, coming into tabletop position. Once here in our tabletop, we'll take a big inhale in. And as we exhale, stepping our left foot up to replace our left hand as we'll lift that back knee up. So curling those right toes, lifting that right knee up, and then stepping our right foot up far enough so we can get that right foot nice and planted. And then on an inhale, using our hands to walk up our leg here, coming into our standing pose, working on getting our legs into our warrior one legs. The right toes are pointed towards that front right corner of the mat, and our left toes are just pointed right towards that short edge, the front edge of the mat. We'll take a big inhale in here, and as we exhale, bending that front knee. Our hips are as square as we can get them towards the front of the mat, but allowing our hips to open up slightly if that helps take some of the pressure or strain off of that back knee. Inhaling in, we'll send our fingertips up towards the ceiling, biceps to our ears. And as we exhale, straightening that front knee, bringing our hands down to our sides. Inhale as we bend that front knee, fingertips up towards the ceiling, finding that little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, straightening the knee, bringing our hands to our sides, straightening our spine as well. One more time, big inhale as we bend that knee, sending those fingertips up towards the ceiling, this time holding here in our warrior one. Pressing through the outside of that right foot, pressing through all four corners of our left foot and breathing here. Nice big inhales, complete exhales. One more big inhale in, and exhale, straightening that front knee as our hands return to our sides. And then stepping our right foot up to join the left. Inhale and fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, keeping that back nice and straight so we can no longer keep it straight, rounding at the bottom. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, bending those knees as much as we need to plant those palms, and stepping ourselves back into our tabletop position. And once here in our tabletop, we'll work through a few more of those cat-cows. So as we inhale in, our tailbone and crown of our head will lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding our back, tailbone and forehead melting towards the mat. Tops of our feet pressing into the mat here as we move. Inhaling into our cow pose. Exhaling as we round our back into cat. Taking our time, really allowing our breath to guide this movement here. And then next time we find ourselves coming through that center position, we'll find that moment to pause. Big inhale in, and exhale, stepping our right foot up to replace our right hand. Curling those back toes, lifting up that back knee, and stepping that back foot up just far enough so we can get that foot planted. Inhaling in, we'll walk our hands up our thigh, coming into our standing pose. Left toes towards that front left corner of the mat, right toes towards the short front edge of the mat, and finding that bend in our right knee. Hips, again, either square to the mat or perhaps a little bit open, whatever feels best. Big inhale in as we send those fingertips up towards the ceiling, biceps to ears, a little bit of that back bend. Exhale, straighten that front leg, hands are turned to our sides. Inhaling in, biceps to ears, little back bend, bending that knee. Exhale, coming back down with the hands, straightening that front knee. Inhaling in, bending the knee, fingertips go up, and we'll hold here in our warrior one, finding that little back bend. Pressing through all four corners of the right foot and the outside of that left foot. Breathing here, nice big inhales and complete exhales. One more big inhale in, and exhale, straightening that front leg, bringing the hands down to our sides, and stepping up the back leg to meet the front leg. Inhaling in, fingertips towards the ceiling, maybe finding that little back bend here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling in, bringing ourselves up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bending those knees as generously as we need to plant our palms, and coming back into that tabletop. And then we'll send our sit bones back, coming into a child's pose of our choosing. We can bring our knees together for child's pose, or bring those knees apart, whatever feels best. Walking our hands either out overhead, or perhaps making a little pillow to rest your head by bringing your palms to your elbows, whatever feels the best. We'll breathe here for a couple of nice big inhales and complete exhales. When we come into that next inhale, we'll bring ourselves back up into that tabletop and working through a few more cat-cows here. So bringing our knees to a comfortable position, hands at a comfortable position. Inhaling in, tailbone and crown of our head rise towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the back, melting tailbone and forehead towards the mat. Moving through these a few times here, following your own breath, your own pace. And then next time we find ourselves coming to that neutral position, we'll find that moment of pause. And then crossing our ankles, pressing ourselves back, coming onto our sit bones, centering our sit bones on our mat, preparing to make our way down to that back position, bringing the palms of our feet to the mat, finding that bend in our knees here, big inhale in. And as we exhale, coming down onto our forearms, and then slowly making our way down onto our backs. And taking a moment or two here, checking in with our posture, checking in with our breathing, feeling our shoulder blades melt nice and evenly into the mat. When we come into our next inhale, we'll send our fingertips overhead, biceps to ears, and exhale, drawing our knees in towards our chest, bringing the palms of our hands to the tops of our knees. As we inhale and pressing the knees away from our body slightly, exhale, drawing our knees back in towards our chest. Moving through that a few times here, following your own breath, your own pace. Inhale as we press the knees away. Exhale, drawing the knees back in. And then next time we find ourselves coming into an inhale, so pressing the knees away, we'll keep pressing them all the way away till our feet are resting comfortably on the mat. Hands down at our sides to begin. And finding a comfortable comfortable position for our feet in bridge. For some, that position is right in line with the hips. Some prefer bringing the feet a little bit further apart or perhaps even closer together. So playing around with that, seeing what feels best for you. As we inhale and sending our hips up towards the ceiling, sending our arms up overhead as well. Exhale, melting the hips back down towards the mat as the hands return to our sides. Again, inhale in, lifting those hips up, arms up. Exhale, returning everything to the mat. Inhale and hips go up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hips return to the mat, hands return to our sides. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale as we send those hips up towards the ceiling, arms up overhead. Exhale, melting those hips back to the mat, hands returning to our sides. This time keeping our hips planted. We'll inhale and sending just our arms up overhead. And exhale, knees in towards our chest, palms of our hands to our knees. Inhaling and pressing the knees away slightly. Exhale, drawing them in. When we come into that next inhale, as we're sending the knees slightly away, we'll bring our arms up overhead as well. And seeing if this is where you would like to stay for the next 3 or 4 breaths, moving with this motion here. Inhale and then exhale, or maybe you'd like to, on the inhale, send the feet up towards the ceiling as the arms go up overhead. Whatever feels best. Moving through this just a few more times. Wherever we're at, we'll take one more big inhale in. And as we exhale, bringing our hands back to our knees, knees in towards our chest. And now repeating that Apanasana movement just a few more times here. So as we inhale and pressing the knees away. Exhale, drawing the knees back in. Allowing your breath to guide this movement. This is our last movement of the day. Taking our time, enjoying it. And when we come into that next inhale, again, we'll keep pressing those knees all the way away until the palms of our feet are on the mat. And then sending our legs out long. Either resting our hands down at our sides, or perhaps bringing them to our belly, and then finding a little bit of comfort here. Doing a quick full body scan here, seeing if there's anywhere where maybe we're holding on to a little bit of extra tension. And doing our best to allow that tension to melt away, even if it's just for the few minutes that we're resting here this practice. Feeling our shoulder blades as they melt into the mat. Our shoulders drawing away from our ears. Relaxing our jaw. Unfurling our brow. Allowing our tongue to move away from the roof of our mouth. And allowing our breath to return to its nice, natural, resting state. As we lay here breathing for the next 3 to 5 minutes or so. The video will stop, but I do encourage you to stay here, breathing, enjoying this moment on your mat. A moment of quiet.